Welcome to Food Sports Central, the podcast of the World Food Championships. I'm your host, Mark Conway, and man, we're on that road to November for the 10th anniversary of the World Food Championships. We've already announced some really new things that are coming, like bison sponsoring the sandwich category. So the first time we'll see that protein in competition. And each week, more and more and more of the events, the things you're going to see, the people you're going to see are taking shape. If you're following along on the website, worldfoodchampionships.com, you're staying up to date. If you're following us on social media under the World Food Championships, you're finding even more of the exciting things that are coming on. Taste of America competitions have been incredible. People have been winning golden tickets at all the different qualifiers across the country. We have seen golden tickets come out of Dubai. We are going to have golden tickets coming out of Japan. We are going to have people from all over the world at this 10th anniversary event, I think, even more so than any other event we've ever had. So we are that close to Dallas that we wanted to keep introducing people, the people behind the WFC. We've already met a couple of sponsors. We've met, of course, Mike McLeod more than once. We are going to continue to talk to some of the competitors along the way. But I also love to bring on other people that are just mainstays, fixtures at the World Food Championships, but when it happens to be a close friend of mine, it's even better. And today, both converge on Food Sports Central by bringing in the one, the only, Mr. Jay Ducote. How are you?
Mark, good to see you, bud. I'm doing well, doing great.
Good, man. Like it's almost this weird dichotomy of being, it feels like forever, but it also feels like yesterday.
Yeah, man, I feel like I was just with you in Dallas, emceeing the main stage yesterday, and here we are. The final table happened, and we have a new world food champion, and now we're setting up our gears for another round, the 10th World Food Championships in Dallas, Texas, yet again. It feels like this whole thing was just in Las Vegas, just a blink of an eye ago.
It does. I mean, to think about going from the very first one being in Vegas to now we have a new home in Dallas, and to see the 10th anniversary coming with some major changes that are going to keep being announced along the way, that are exciting, that are going to help it grow even bigger. I mean, we've seen careers launched out of the World Food Championships. We've seen our youngest champion ever this past final table. And I mean, the events that take place every year, from Granny Grilling to Biscuit Championships, they just keep getting bigger and bigger.
I love it. And then some of those, just like the bourbon queue, always
Mhm.
there for me. And those type of events. I love the World Food Championships. I love being there. I love seeing all the competitors. Again, I love meeting new competitors that are there for the first time, and seeing them just get amped up to be competing on a stage like the World Food Championships. It's really cool the way that that arena is in Dallas, with all the champion banners
Mhm.
hanging in the rafters right there around the main stage. Really puts the pressure on all the competitors when they're walking around that kitchen arena.
I mean, it really did. You brought up one of my favorite new pieces, which are those banners. I mean, it's like being at any sports arena, any championship kind of athletic event. Was when I walked in and we got up on the main stage and I saw those banners hanging from the rafters. It was almost like that chill moment that takes place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about when you get crowned world food champion, now you're a celebrity forever at that event. I mean, you're hanging in the rafters, and you think this year our new world food champion, like we'll do the banner reveal, like a little unfurling or something
Oh,
for our new youngest champion
I
ever.
think that would be awesome. I think that would be fantastic to see. But then maybe have him rappel from the Raptors as his banner drops. I think just
Yes,
really go all
have him
out.
come down like Batman. Well, Preston, I mean, he certainly did his job over there in South Carolina
Hmm.
for the final table, and now we're gearing up for Dallas again. Some of the categories this year, Mark, that's what I'm really excited about. Of course, sandwich is back and always there, but now Bison is sponsoring the sandwich category, so that's gonna like completely change what the direction that that sandwich category goes in. Like everybody making a bison forward sandwich. I imagine we're going to see a lot of like roast bison po' boys, a lot of French dips, a lot of those types of sandwiches. But I think it's really going to be who gets creative with what they do with that bison, who really nails the. I mean, obviously the execution
Hmm.
of it. But it kind of levels that playing field. It's not going to be a soft shell crab po' boy out of Louisiana going up against some of these monstrous club sandwiches or something like that we've seen in years before. Now everybody's playing with bison.
And I think what's when we had them on too, we had the bison sponsors on, the National Bison Association and Benjamin Lee. What was fascinating to me about it is so many people have never worked with bison outside of maybe a bison burger. Like we've
A
seen that.
burger, yeah,
So when you talk to them and they start telling you about bison, how lean it is and how really, I mean, there is a very minute margin of error for bison. And if you're in the sandwich category, man, I hope you were cooking a lot of bison between now and then.
yeah. Uh, The whole competition this year is going to open with a rice and noodle category, Mark. Rice and noodle opening round. That speaks to my Louisiana heart because we do so many rice
Right.
dishes. I mean, our gumbos, our etouffees, our red beans, all served with rice.
Hmm.
Jambalaya, a key rice dish. But the noodle part of that as well, you can go so many different directions. I'm expecting a lot of Asian flair there. I'm expecting a lot of dishes like a pad thai or a ramen. What do you think we're going to get out of that rice and noodle
I really think what you're going to see is international just explosion. I think you're going to have
category?
every type of, whether it's street food or whether it's something very traditional or whatever it's going to be, you're going to see a global influence on that category like we've never seen before because you're right. Rice and noodle, man, that has such a heavy play. Those two ingredients have such a heavy play in globally inspired food. So I think we could see any number of types of food represented in that one category alone.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could really see a lot of like Indian style curries served over rice, and then I think we could see a cold noodle dish out of Vietnam. I mean, it's just
I
everywhere.
keep picturing somebody
Um,
pulling that little bitty tin out and that couple of pinches of real saffron. You're just waiting to
yes,
see that
yes,
take place. I mean, I think
love
that's
it.
going to be a,
And then it wouldn't surprise me if like just the quintessential Italian dish won the whole category with the noodles. I mean, like it's not. We're trying to go as exotic
yep.
as possible or something. It's like it's probably going to be a gumbo or a lasagna or something. That takes it
I think
home.
it will. And I think too, when you talk about categories that are really, really opening the door to new styles of cooking and food, you have the vegetarian category.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great point as well. I'm glad to see a vegetarian category, and just leaving it as vegetarian, and obviously we'll see what sort of things fill in the dots there, right?
Hmm.
Like if they introduce, I don't know all the sponsors here, Mark, so forgive me. But for example, if that noodle or rice dish ends up being sponsored by Red Gold Tomatoes or something like that, then you might see a lot more
Right.
Italian than you otherwise
Hmm.
would have. The vegetarian category, just blanket vegetarian, is so wide open. I mean, you can go any direction you want and stay vegetarian. So that makes that category fun.
It does.
Um, but also, I mean, the diversity of dishes that we're going to have there could just be
It
incredible.
will. And I think that's what we're going to see. Every year, you tend to see these competitors take it up another level. They've learned a new skill, they've learned a new process, they learn a new something. And I think what we're going to see is more of the same. I think also the fact that each category is limited to only 30 competitors. You know, you add in the fact that you've got a couple of new categories to go with the mainstays. those super popular Maysay
Hmm.
categories, everybody knows what was going to win in year 1, 2, and 3 is not going to win in year 10. You have to bring something
Yeah.
totally new to win these categories on a stage like in a place like Dallas, Texas, which is a huge food area.
And I feel like that's kind of how it
Mm-hmm.
should be. So raise the stakes. It's year 10. Let's go bigger. It's in Texas. Let's go bigger. I like to see that from the World Food Championships. I'm excited that I'm going to be able to be there yet again. The opening rounds Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then moving into the weekend on Saturday and Sunday for the top 10 rounds. That should be a lot of fun. Uh, Bacon, seafood, dessert, burger, all back, soup back again, and then of course barbecue and steak as well. And so we should see a lot of familiar faces there, but I know we're going to have a lot of a lot of new chefs and cooks just sharpening their knives, getting ready for the 10th World
And I
Food
think one of the things
Championships.
I love the most about new categories coming in, I love the diversity, I love the new challenges, I love the new ingredients, but I love seeing competitors, longtime category competitors, be almost forced into a new category to
Switch
see what they can
categories,
do in a
yes,
whole new realm.
yes,
Because let's be honest, if you win your category, when you go to the top 10 and you go to the final table, you're not cooking in your category anyways. You're running a whole new culinary
yep,
gauntlet that God knows what you could be cooking. So to see them out of a comfort
yes.
zone, one of my favorite things.
Yeah, and to me, it's not necessarily the out of their comfort zone. It's I love seeing those chefs, those cooks, those champions that have
Mhm.
won a category or have done really well in a category, just push themselves, challenge themselves to say, all right, time for a new category. Not because it's uncomfortable to them, but just because they think they can do it all, and a lot of them can. And I think that's fun. I think that's good for them to say, uh, I'm going to
Mhm.
switch it up and I'm going to cook in
I'd
different
love to
categories.
see a Grand Slam
So
champion, somebody who's won
right, right.
multiple categories over their WFC
How
career.
amazing!
Oh
How
man, it'd be
amazing would
mind
that be?
blowing.
There's been a handful of
Yep.
repeat winners, but all in the
Hmm.
same category,
Yeah, I want to see somebody get that gold punch card where they just start winning their way through the categories. That would be electric.
dude. Um, hey, it all starts with a previous winner
Yep.
picking a new category and staying with it until
And
they win.
it's fun to see because we know we're going to get new nuances. We know we're going to have some new wrinkles announced over the coming weeks. And but I love that we're going to
Yeah.
see things like the Biscuit and Championships back, and Barbecue back, and Firewoman
Hmm.
back, and these ancillary events that really truly are the heart of the World Food Championships by all these new opportunities to see people do some outstanding cooking, but also the fun they have doing it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So much of the World Food Championships is about the
Mm-hmm.
camaraderie and the reunion of people and the fun. This is a whole lot of people that get together because food
Yep.
is their passion, and we get together around food and we're just going to have fun. And so, certainly for anybody who has never been before, who might be thinking about coming as a spectator, just coming to check it out, man, it's such a cool event to come be a part of, to get to walk around, see a lot of the exhibits, see a lot of the competition, and then actually get to sample a lot of food if you come at the right time. So it's a fun
I mean,
event
for
to be a
real. And
part of.
not only that, you've got a city like Dallas. You're in Dallas, Texas. Unbelievable chefs there, unbelievable restaurants, things to see, things to do. I mean, I always try to get in at least a week early because, I've got to go see Donna Collins, the Jelly Queen, and just spend
Yep.
some time in the Dallas area meeting the chefs, meeting the people that are pushing the food industry there and talking about World Food Championships with people. But you and I, we get there. As soon as we get there, we're out to dinner that each night. We're out seeing different things, talking with different people, and you realize what a phenomenal city Dallas is for this to take place.
Oh yeah, man. Dallas is a tremendous food city. So much diversity there. It's such a financial capital. It's such a large metro area, and there's so much diversity there that you can find so many different types of food. And then, of course, you find some of those really
Mm-hmm.
quintessential Texas foods and barbecue and Tex-Mex and things like that, and you can't go wrong. But you can find really global cuisine there, and that makes it so great for the World Food Championships because you can find global
That's
cuisine
right.
at the
I mean,
WFC.
we see it every year. We're gonna see even more of it this year, but we're gonna see 10 new category champions come out of this, which will take us into final table again, and we don't know where that's going to be yet. But you look at some of our winners from last year, and you start doing that thing that you do when you watch sports. You start who could repeat, and
Hmm.
there are some. I
Ooh,
think
throwing
there
some
are some
favorites
favorites
out
to
there.
repeat out there because these. I'll tell you, the competitors get better and better every year. I love seeing first timers win a category. Like when you look at Preston's
Yep,
story, Preston, who won the whole thing, he
yeah,
wasn't even supposed to cook last year. He was there to volunteer. He was there to do other things. And then a last chance qualifier came and he happened to win the last chance qualifier. So next thing you know, he's in the chef category and he wins and he goes forward. Like there are so many amazing stories that come out of this. You have to kind of look at, all right, who are people that could repeat? And there's a list. There's also some people that have won in the past that I think could sneak right back in and take a category at any time.
yeah, yeah. Look, absolutely, man. We can always see something like that. Look, I'm expecting somebody like Morgan Cheek to have his name called to be there. Lydia Haddadian, who is always one of those people that it seems like we see get called to the stage. Somebody who I had my eye on last year in the seafood category, out of Tallahassee,
Yep.
Florida, was Josh Cooper. I wouldn't be surprised to see Josh there again. I think Team St. Louis
Oh,
represented
yeah.
extremely well last year, and it wouldn't surprise me if we saw some of Team St. Louis, and it might be
Mm-hmm.
different members of that whole crew that we see end up getting called to the stage or making it to that final table this year. But Jack Mack
Mm-hmm.
possibly. Some of those Sugar Fire guys could absolutely be there again. Maybe it's Christina Fitzgerald this year instead of Mike Johnson. But man, I mean, the list goes on and on, Mark. I mean, it's so hard to say like who's gonna end up on top. But those are some of the names that I come
I
up with
mean,
off the top
well,
of my head.
the
Who
thing
do
is
you got?
interesting is we could be completely off base because some of these international teams come in, the guys from Dubai, the team from
Yeah.
Japan.
Oh
We
gosh.
could be totally blown away
Sure.
by an international team that we've never seen before. Because I could go
Yeah,
on
I
for
could be
days
way wrong.
naming, like you look at a guy like AC Vincent, won multiple times. You know, the Rebecca Evans. There's so many people that have won multiple times that are right there in the mix every single year without fail. And but we're going to have people we have
Hmm.
never seen that are international, just superstar chefs that are going to be coming into this competition that it's not even like you can scout them out. Like this will be the first time you see them and what is every year becomes more and more of an international competition.
Yeah, you're totally right about that. It's going to be very hard to know exactly what we're dealing with, and that's why every year, uh, it's a whole new ball game, a whole new
I'm
playing
excited.
field. We'll
Like
see
I
what
can't wait.
happens.
November's gonna get here before you know it. So if you're not checking out the website, you haven't bookmarked it, you're not talking about it with your friends, worldfoodchampionships.com, you are going to miss something that is coming up and coming up fast. There are deadlines, registrations, early bird tickets are going to happen soon, tickets to all the different events. And I'm telling you, some of these events, these VIP opportunities, they are some of the most fun you can have. And I mean, if you're not getting yourself there to have one of those experiences, what are you doing?
I agree with that. I agree with that. We've got the
Mhm.
barbecue Thursday night, and then there's a burger battle on Friday night on the schedule right now.
I mean,
Man,
there's
that's
always
exciting to me.
great music. There's always great people. You know, it's an opportunity to meet some of your favorites like yourself, Jay, and Katie Dixon, and some of the and you know, we're going to have people there this year
Hmm.
because of the 10th anniversary that you never thought you were going to meet, and you're going to have an opportunity to meet them there. But you also, this is one of the
Yeah,
very rare championship level food events where you get to meet the competitors, talk with the other competitors, literally just the people normally you would only ever see watching television. You're going to be face to face with these people competing for
yeah.
$100,000.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's a really cool opportunity in the food world. If you like food competition, food sport, if you like watching any of those competition shows on food television, or like attending any cook-offs that you've ever seen, ever been to, this is like taking all of that
It
and
really
more
is.
to
And
the World
speaking
Food
of
Championships.
your celebrity status, which just seems to get bigger every year, where can everybody follow? Where can everybody follow you, Jay?
I try. Uh, if you go to jducote.com, all the links are going to be there. It's Jay Ducote on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. Jay Ducote Facebook page as well. Again, jducote.com, and you can
And if
find
you guys haven't
all the
done that
links to
already,
everything right there.
just do it now. You're already sitting on your phone right now, so just go ahead and follow those links because he's got
Yep.
great content coming out all the time, awesome information coming there. And man, it's like between your radio shows and the media you're doing, and having kudos like you beat Bobby
Hmm.
Flay, like you got some serious rock star stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah, this is true. And yeah, man, the beat Bobby Flay was
Mm-hmm.
awesome. That was a couple years ago. Of course, runner up on season 11 of Food Network Star. That was a good ride. And hopefully there's a lot more to come. You know, I'm not anywhere close to retired yet. Uh, the radio show is going great. Jay Ducote show and a lot of bite and booze content. That's like kind of that culinary media brand, and seeing where that takes me is going to be awesome. Last year
Mm-hmm.
I did the show live from the World Food Championships. Hopefully I'm doing that again at least some of the time this year. So lots to look forward to there. There's more information about that program and everything, how people can find it. We do video and audio streams. So that information's on my website as well at jducote.com. There's a YouTube channel, youtube.com/jducote. A lot of cooking videos and things like that up there. So,
Man,
yeah,
thank you so
lots of
much for coming
content
on
everywhere.
today, Jay. I can't wait to get on the ground with Dallas with you again. We're gonna have a blast. We're already sitting there talking about things we're going to get
I know,
into while
man.
we're there. And who knows, if you come to
Yep.
Dallas, you might end up hanging out with us for a little while because it ends up being quite the group.
Hey,
Well, guys,
it's the way it goes
like I
for
said,
sure.
like, follow, share World Food Championships on all your social media. Bookmark that website because these details are going to come fast and furious, and you're not going to want to miss your tickets. And again, thank you for listening this week. We had an amazing guest in Jay Ducote, and there's only so much more coming. So we'll see you again next week. Have a great week, guys.